This is going to be bad. There we go. Just to clarify what's going on here, I broke my other machine here in a very flashy way, so that's just not happening anymore. Anyway, I read The Plague a while back, and it's not good. I read it along with, oh, what's his name? You know who I'm talking about, Dane.
Dane reads.
Because he was reading it, and we both decided to read more Camus. And boy, what a mistake that was. He liked it, and you can see his video on it wherever that is. When I read The Stranger, I really enjoyed thinking about how much I hated it afterwards. I was able to pick apart some pretty interesting thoughts that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So for that reason, I conned myself into thinking that somehow I enjoyed that book when I didn't enjoy that book. And that point was driven home to me by how much I disliked reading The Plague. The Plague is a reading experience similar to reading a newspaper from front to back. Better yet, a anthropological journal. In the middle of that, pasted on with Elmer's glue, are random bits of a stage play. That's really how it feels. Before Camus started writing novels and whatnot, he wrote some stage plays. He wrote for a newspaper during the Second World War. And those two experiences are beyond obvious. It's literally what it's made out of. It's made out of newspaper reports and bits of a stage play. And they're so different in tone and execution that it seems as though two different authors worked together to create this thing. Let me actually turn towards you. I feel like you walked in on me doing something else, and now I'm trying to explain this book to you. Alright, yeah, let's do it like this. You see that trash in the background? Yes, it's very dry. The characters, when they're not talking, they appear as though they are in a study, in a wildlife study. As much as a magpie can be a magpie, or the rats are rats, these people are people and they do things every day. And I guess that's like the point of it, because when it starts off, it's the rats that are dying bit by bit and then in droves, and then later it's the people that are dying in similar fashion. It was boring to read. I struggled to stay awake. The stage play bits of it, it took me a while to figure out how to read it, because there is no adverbs or any sense of how these people are saying what they're saying. So I had to imagine in my mind that this was some like 1940s noir film, and it's just men in hats talking in a dimly lit room smoking cigarettes. And then those bits of the story came into bright life, and that was it. Everything else sucked. It wasn't enough of that really to save it. Yeah, it takes place in a town called Oran, Algeria. I'm not going to go through the whole story because I don't want to. If you want to hear bits of Camus' writing style, you can check out Dane's video. He goes through all of his favorite bits, which of course I would suggest you not do. The main problem with reading this book, I think, for me now, is that what he focuses on is the way that these people slowly begin to accept this greater reality of the omnipresent threat that they're under, as it becomes less conceptual in daily life and more personal. People they know start dying. That probably meant something in 48, right? But right now, when we're all living through the cerveza virus, like, we already know the process. Like, nothing in here struck me as being new, interesting, worthy of more thought. Whatever, man. That's my official review, 1 ever out of 5. I don't know what I gave it on Goodreads, but I'm going to turn it to a 1 out of 5. Don't waste your time on this book, and that's the story of The Plague. Yeah.